We climbed the stairs, curiosity aroused. Stand before a castle on a cloud, greeted by a giant with magic in his veins. Time to get to know him, so we took our turns to tell Zephyr friending stories. Gregamel told us of his past. Krill, a tale of murder and surpass. Quinch once killed a kraken when he was level 1. I told tales of my addiction when called to tell my Zephyr friending story. We find ourselves being carried away from Sebastian and our steeds. How did Zephyros know our names? 'Tis a mystery indeed. I'm not saying that Quinch is certainly a liar, but it's heavily implied in Dice and Desire.
The normal world, the real world, the mortal world was dull and lifeless, and the world of the mushrooms provided excitement, fun and colour in my life. And I was spending more time under the influence of those mushrooms than I was in the mortal world. Until one night I came across two things. I was in a state in an alleyway when I was set about by brigands. As I was set about by the brigands, I was knocked to the ground, and on the ground I found this token. And Dweezil holds up it's like an enamel token with a design on it. Looks like a coin, but no real value. But I also found something else in that alleyway. And I look at Quinch. And from that moment onwards, I felt like there was a purpose to my life. And whenever I feel that I am in danger of going back to my old ways, this token gives me strength. It's become a symbol of my sobriety, a symbol of my renewed purpose. If I were to ever lose it, I don't know what would happen to me. And I feel the same way about Quinch.
At this point, there's tears streaming down Quinch's face.
Christ, that was sadder than I expected, and I killed children.
Quinch, sobbing, says, "When he started talking about swallowing mushrooms, I thought he was going to talk about the twin brothers from Frontline."
Zephyros looks at you and looks away, looks back at you and says, "Thank you. This is a story that you have not told before, yes?"
Yes.
"Thank you." He looks at Dabov. "And Dabov, tell me your story, yes?"
I am so glad I've got to follow that. Fucking hell. Dabov sort of says, normally I'm quite guarded about my past, as for reasons that have become quite apparent recently. But as we're in the spirit of sharing, I'll share a similar story to Dweezil's, although nowhere near as sort of not quite as weighted as that, I'd say. But I was sort of a young gnome. I left home, not under bad circumstances, just no interest in family life or where I was raised, and so I set out to sort of find myself in a similar sort of way. But much like Dweezil, I kind of found myself a bit lost when I made my way to Waters Deep. So I sort of fell in with a bit of a rough crowd, as you do when you've got nowhere to stay or anything, and sort of life on the streets. And that was where I sort of met a bunch of people or what have you. And a bit of loose end, we turned to mischief. So our favourite thing to do would be to sort of sit on one of the bridges in Waters Deep and just sort of throw the rotten food that we found just at passing travellers or anyone sort of that came by, as you do, and run away like children, which I kind of was at the time. I was just old enough to leave the home. But one time my friends all ran away. Me being a gnome, I'm not the fastest, and I was caught by the town guards, having just thrown a shitload of rotten tomatoes at a travelling salesman in a horse-drawn cart, and the guard was very much ready to dish out some rather harsh punishment. Swords and wrists were involved, but the salesman took pity on me. I'd rigged up a contraption to basically launch the tomatoes for extra oomph to them, and he saw the potential in that, and he took me in and said, I can teach this boy, straight and narrow, teach him to really harness that gift he's clearly got. And that man was Welbert Erotiforge, the sexual blacksmith. He was a travelling salesman. I travelled with him for a while.
Sorry.
Sorry, could you say his name again?
Sorry, you said to me earlier today, Nate's given the sign off on this, and I'll be honest, I'd completely forgotten what your story was, but I was willing to go with it. I've now remembered, and boy, oh boy, I'm so glad that I'd forgotten.
Yeah, the guy's name was Welbert Erotiforge, the sexual blacksmith. You may have heard of him. He's doing the rounds. He's getting out there. He's a good salesman. He's a good man. He travelled the thing, and his speciality in blacksmithing was what he referred to as marital aids. Not the AIDS that you're probably thinking of, the bad type, but the good type. He was also a wise man. He dished out, advice. It wasn't just all about his tools and his, the things that he sold. You may have heard of one of them. There was the let me check my notes. Fuck me, I wish I hadn't.
The notes, they are fake.
Yes, very much so. He had two of his famous items, which you may or may not have heard of in your travels, all of you. But fucking hell, he had the Erotiforge Cockwork 5000, which was
I knew that I recognised the name.
Which was a marital device for her, and he also had the Mechagina for the gentleman customer. You may have heard of them. You may have heard of him. Don't know. But he also, he dished out therapy as well. It wasn't all about just, blind lust. He helped people. But most importantly, he taught me all about clockwork and, tinkering and sort of just making...
Did you say clockwork?
Cockwork, specifically. Yeah, and he taught me, and he taught me, without sounding too risque, the ways of the world. And he taught me a valuable skill. I apprenticed under him for a while. He stuck to the marital aids, as he called them, but I'd tinker with whatever I could, get my hands on. I'd make little clockwork devices. I'd make, little clockwork birds that I'd sell to passing children, because they obviously weren't his target demographic, thank God. So yeah, he'd cater to the adult audience, and I would cater to, I'd distract the children while the adults talked shop, if you know what I mean. So that I made a little bit of a living that way, but ultimately the streets called me again, and I returned to the streets. Just the crowd that I had fallen in with, we were good friends. They weren't bad people, so I returned. But I learnt a valuable skill from old Welbert.
I just want to say, if you ever need counselling, I'm here for you.
He was a good man. That he was very much against any sort of mischief or non-consent scenarios. He believed in sexual well-being and just all the positive things around a good loving relationship.
Krill wakes up from his nap and says, "What did I miss?"
Brilliant. Nothing.
This is a wonderful tale. Thank you, Dabov. I'm listening to you all, and I'm hearing all these things that you're telling me, and I'm thinking, Greg, your ways of influencing turning the tide. Yes?
Yeah.
These are skills of yours, yes?
Yes. I mean, I've learned many skills in my years. You know, I used to be the researcher for my my sorcerer, and yes, I've learned many things from him, including the great love of caffeine to get you through the evening.
Yeah, and Quinch, you are, from your tale, I take it, fearless, yes?
Very powerful and almighty, yes.
Yeah. Krill, the rage, it burns deep in you. A fire, unquenchable, yes?
Yes, very accurate.
Dweezil, you have resolve beyond all men and matter, yes?
I hope so.
And Dabov, your willingness to survive is paramount, yes?
Very much so. I've done what I had to do in the past.
I believe that you will all need these things before your time is done. Please embrace them and keep them close to you. I worry for all of you, but together you will survive, yes?
Go on now, go.
I mean, I am a little weirded out to why we're just telling a stranger intimate stories about our life.
You tell us a story.
Yes, why have we been gathered here?
This is an excellent question, Gregomil. Yes. Tell me, what do you know about the giants?
They are tall.
They like to invite us into castles, apparently.
Certainly none of their weaknesses.
Well, this giant has a weakness for stories.
We've weakened him with our stories. Get him.
Yeah, I've just been writing them down. I'm going to do a book on. It's like the hidden hotel inspector or whatever. And he says, "Yes, the giants. What is it you're wanting to know about the giants? Is there anything you want to know?"
I guess the main question would be, why did they attack Nightstone, and why did they take the Nightstone?
This is a mystery to me, and I'm gonna break accent because I've got a load of exposition to do, and I can't be bothered to do it in the accent.
No.
That is a shame, isn't it? Right.
You take a break if you need to, but you come back accent ready.
Come on, channel your inner German.
Do you know what? I've been practicing this all week and months, if I'm honest. Like and I thought I'm gonna nail this. I'm quite good at this campy German accent, and I can't do a
That's
conversation.
great.
Laura just sees you sat there like doing the accent on your own in the corner of the room.
Yeah. The giants, Gregomil. The giants are a funny race. There is 6 individual races of the giants. I'm the Viros. And I am a cloud giant, but there are others. There are the hill giants. They are clumsy, dim-witted. They are oafish. I suspect you have probably come across them in your time, yes?
Well,
Yes.
we met 2 the other week, yes. Or the other day, actually.
Then you're having the fire giants. These are still brutish, yes, but they are more crafted, more organized. A fearsome foe. Then you have the stone giants. They are crafty. They keep themselves to themselves, they're quiet. You will not come across many of them. Then you have the frost giants. Beware the frost giants. They are cold. They are emotionless. They are dangerous. Yeah. The cloud giants I am one of. I'm a nice cloud giant. I'm thinking you are thinking, yes?
Very much so.
Very much so.
Jinx. There we go.
Yes, what is this jinx you saying?
It's a fun.
It means I can't talk.
It's a fun game, Zaphiros. When 2 people say the same thing at the same time, one of you says jinx, and then if the other person speaks before someone says their full name, then they are kind of cursed.
Dabov shivers a little bit when you say curse.
And full name.
Yeah.
The cloud giants are not all like me. They are distant. They ride clouds. You may have guessed, but I would avoid them. They are arrogant with power. They think that they are the best, and I fear they are not. And then you have the storm giants. They are the kindest of the giants. They are better than most of us. Not better than Zaphiros, yeah? But they are better than most of us. Why am I telling you this? You may be asking.
Why are you telling us this?
You are asking, yes. The Ordning. Do you know this word?
The Ordning?
The Ordning? The Ordning, yeah.
It sounds like you don't know this word.
Nein, I am knowing the Ordning. I have gone full German with the 9. Ja. I am knowing the word the Ordning. It is... I was born into the Ordning. But... He looks off into the distance. He looks wistfully. The Ordning is smashed. The Ordning is no more. And it is causing problems across your land.
What is the Ordning?
Yeah, could you explain what the Ordning is?
Would Dweezil know what it is? Is it like if it's a thing in the giant tongue? Would those of us that speak Jotun?
Give me a history check.
That's a 13.
You would have read the word.
Right.
You would have heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't understand it or you don't know it.
Would Greg know what it was, considering that he used to be a researcher? It does say, when I attempt to learn or recall a piece of lore, if I do not know the information, I'll know where to find it or obtain it.
You can roll me a... What, did you need to roll for that or something? Or was that just a...
That's just like a background. It's not anything in particular.
Again, you probably like Dweezil, you probably would have heard of it, but not being non-giants yourself, you probably wouldn't have understood it or come across the full details of it.
Mm-hmm.
The information you get on where to find it just says, I am Zaphiros.
The Ordning, you are not knowing the Ordning, I am guessing, yeah?
No. I've heard of the word, but I do not know its meaning.
The Ordning is... the Ordning has stood in place, dating as far back as the Asturian Empire. It is a way for us giants to understand each other, to keep order. Anam, the All-Father, created a social structure which determined the superiority of each giant. Each race is having its own place in the order. The hill giants, for example, they are bottom of the pack. The storm, they are the top. Cloud, we are second. Within each race, the giants would determine the structure based on their skill sets and challenging those ahead of them. For example, the hill giants are quite big and oafish, and one thinks their lords are the biggest, therefore they probably value size. But the highest rank of each race is still lower than the superior race. The highest hill is no higher than the lowest of the fire. The highest fire is no higher than the stone. This has kept our people in order and given us a place for many, many years. I was born into the Ordning. It has kept us together. But, as I said, the Ordning is smashed. The giants are no longer under this order. Chaos is ruling and all giants want the power. All giants crave the place that the storm giants have held for millennia. This will not end well for you. They are roaming, destroying, claiming what is not theirs. I do not wish to see this. It is true, I am a cloud giant, I am second on the ladder. But at least there was a ladder. Right now, as they say, I am a dog without a master.
What has torn the Ordning asunder?
He shakes his head. I do not know. This is hidden from me. You ask how I know your names? Yes?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes. I am contacting other planes. I am using my magic to look at other things. And they tell me nothing about the Ordning. They tell me it is smashed. They tell me it is gone. That the giants are craving power and they are trying to retrieve this in any way they can. They tell me a group of adventurers may help with this. They tell me it's Dweezil, Vanzaphir. They tell me Gregor Wallos. They tell me Krill Tzula. They tell me Quinch, the bringer of omens.
Oh, thank you. God, that was killing me.
They tell me Dabov. And they tell me your name, Dabov, but I will not say it.
Thank you very much.
They also say Sebastian, but I do not see Sebastian here.
Oh, sorry, I just go back in time about 5 seconds. Dweezil gives Quinch a dead arm for talking. Oh no, he said it, didn't he? Oh
yeah.
Go on, you can hit me back, Quinch.
Quench knocks out Dweezil.
Zaphiros, I must ask you a favour with your magic.
Yes?
Can you fetch Sebastian?
No. This is outside of my knowledge, but...
You've told us that Sebastian is due to join us on this adventure to end the trouble with the giants, but he's gone and we've got no way to get him back. Would you break the prophecy that you've been told?
I said that Sebastian was part of this. I did not say Sebastian was with you.
Sebastian's the BBEG.
I just give
Sebastian...
Dweezil the most awful stink eye for saying we should leave Sebastian.
Sebastian may be where he needs to be, yes? Sebastian is not here. Perhaps that is on purpose, yeah?
Right. So forgive me if I'm misunderstanding this, Zaphiros. Giants, for millennia, have been held in place by social constructs that were all by their race, by the position that they were born to. And the breaking of the Ordning has meant that giants are now able to kind of step outside the positions that they were born to and rise to positions of their own merit.
Yeah, this is close, yeah. It is hard to explain.
Okay.
I'm
not so certain it's a bad thing.
This is not a bad thing for the giants, no. A hill giant being given the understanding that he can be number one. This is no bad thing for the hill giant. It may be a bad thing for the villagers that he kills. It may be a bad thing for the creatures that he murders and slaughters. It may be problematic for the world as a whole. The chaos that will ensue, Dweezil. You must see this, yes? This is one hill giant we are talking about. Imagine all the hill giants, all the fire giants, all of the stone, the clouds, the frost giants, all who have lived their entire lives being told that they are at best second best. And now they have the opportunity to steal power, to take power.
In my view, the Ordning being smashed doesn't necessarily seem all bad. Is it wrong to give all giants the opportunity to be anything they dream of being? Should they be limited by their birth? By their race?
Just repeat exactly what you just told Dweezil when I asked the same question, Zaphiros.
yeah, go with that Tory propaganda.
Sorry, I sort of nodded off again.
Basically, what he said was poor people should stay poor, rich people should stay rich, and you'll all vote for it.
This is
social commentary.
This is not about poor. This is not about wealth. This is about order. This is about keeping calm and not having chaos. You say you meet giants, yes?
Yes.
We've seen a few.
And what was they doing?
They were hungry. They were trying to find foods.
And the other giants that you are talking about in Nightstone, what is happening there?
They destroyed an entire town.
Dweezil, I ask you, is this good for you? This is a world you wish to live in, where big men crush little folk like you? I am not thinking you are coming across many giants. Do not think they are all like Zaphiros. Some giants will kill you before you even open your mouth. Why would you wish for that to be when the Ordning kept them in place? It kept them orderly. The storm giants, I am telling you, the storm giants were top. And they, more than any other race of giants, respected the little folk. The little folk like you. They kept them in line and kept the danger away from your doorstep.
Can we stop pointing at me when we talk about the little folk? When Davos here as well, it does seem kind of silly to point at me as being the little one.
Big in spirit, innit?
I am sorry. To Zephyros, you're all little.
Fair.
For Zeros, please. I took note of some of the hierarchy. I believe you said that Storm was first, Cloud was second.
Yeah.
I think I missed the middle couple.
Well, you see, Hill is at the bottom, followed by Fire, followed by Stone, then Frost, then Cloud, then Storm.
Gregomel, this is correct.
And nobody wants to see a Storm Giant, or an army of Storm Giants, fight an army of Fire Giants, because that would just be bad. Considering that we got our asses handed to us by 2 lonely hill giants, imagine what an army could do.
I am thinking that, as Greg is saying, this is perhaps a lack of clarity on your point, Dweezil. I respect you from the little I've met you. You are a learned man, but I suspect you are not understanding the peril that this would cause for you, or others.
So you brought us here to gift us this floating headquarters for us to use on our quest. I understand that part. But where do we go next? How do we... What do you say that we do?
Well,
what do you suggest?
It's quite obvious. You are obviously the strongest among us, and you killed a kraken and a demon kraken, so you'd have no trouble fighting the whole of the storm giants. So we'll just drop you off there. You can kill all of them, and we'll be on our merry way.
Are they possessed?
Quint, I must say, the cloud is mine. I apologies for any misgivings. This is not my intention. I am purely a conduit here. I am given your names. I travel to Nightstone. I am told Nightstone is where to find you. I get there and I see the travesty there. I speak to some of the villagers and they tell me that you have left and that you are heading north. I head north and I find you. I wish to speak to you. I was fortunate that you are the first adventurers that I am speaking. And I am here to help in any way possible, but you may not have the cloud. And I am not here to say that the giant should be killed. I am a giant. Why would I say that? I didn't mean to say that. I just want them to follow the orders. That is all I'm asking.
Right. And if we ever need your help, you said that you operate on multiple planes. If we ever need your help, can we call out for you and you'll appear on your magic cloud? Is that how this works?
Not really. I'm not going to the other planes. I'm just contacting them. I am speaking to spirits far beyond this realm. As you say, you small folk, the tuna sometimes speaks to the peach, yes?
Yes,
Zephyros.
Sure.
Zephyros,
yes.
will we ever see you again?
I am not asking you to leave now. You will see me tomorrow, I suspect. So yes, tomorrow?
I mean,
Please,
after our journey together, will we see you again?
I do not know this. This is not something I am told. Perhaps?
Zephyrus, what can we do to restore the Ordning?
That is a hard question, Dweezil.
Would you like to start with an easier one? Warm up to it.
Can you please roll me a diplomacy check? That's not even the thing in this game. What would sass be?
Persuasion?
Yeah, go on then.
That's a 21.
21. Dweezil, I'm sensing some hesitancy from you. I'm sensing that you are not liking what I am saying. I do not wish to say these things. I wish the Ordning was still here and that there was peace on the world. I apologize if I am saying things that you find uncomfortable. But sometimes the world is uncomfortable. I'm willing to help you. As for fixing the Ordning, I do not know what has smashed it. I suspect the first thing would be to find out what has smashed it, and then see how it can be fixed from there.
I take it it's not a physical item that's been broken.
Zaphiros looks at Greg and says, "Oh, Greg, that is a good one, no."
Well, I mean, there must be something to keep the balance, so you must have had something that I guess the Storm Giants would have kept hold of to show that they had the power, and if they no longer got that power, then I would presume they have lost or broken whatever was holding it in place.
No, the order is just something that we know. It is something that all giants feel. We understand the ordning. I cannot explain it to you. This is something that has been around forever. This is something that I have known since I was born. And one day...
What was the catalyst?
I am telling you, I do not know how to say this another way. I am not knowing. One day, I am feeling the ordning gone. One day, the ordning. Next day, 9 ordning.
9 of them?
It is something that we feel inside, yes? It is a place in the world. You must know your place in the world. You know who you are instinctively.
Yes, I'm the greatest sorcerer ever to live. I've told you this.
Gregomel, tell me, you need the physical item to tell you you are a sorcerer?
No, I feel the power within me.
Exactly. And we feel the ordning inside us. You are understanding now, yes?
Yes, I understand feeling things inside of you.
This is great to hear, Quinch.
So where should we start?
Where are we going?
Can I ask a more important question? You mentioned everyone's names being involved in this prophecy. You mentioned Sebastian. We will miss him dearly. You didn't mention Mr. Mosey. What the fuck's up with that?
Who is this Mr. Mosey?
I present the glorious Mr. Mosey, and I pull out Mr. Mosey. Don't you like his shiny new armor? It's gorgeous.
Yeah, this is a children's toy, yes?
I start walking angrily towards the giant. Hold me back! I swear to God, this giant has insulted Mr. Mosey.
Krill, you are telling me you took this one from one of the children that you slaughtered, yes? You are keeping the trophy of your kills, yes?
Mr. Mosey is one of our party. Mr. Mosey is a brother to us all.
I am not hearing anything about Mr. Mosey. I cannot tell you.
Have you seen Dabov's little weasel?
I produce Vin Weasel.
Ah! I was wondering what Quinch was referring to. Yes, this is a wonderful weasel. I am loving the weasels.
Oh, is he mentioned in the prophecy?
No. There is no weasel in the prophecy.
But Sebastian was mentioned by name specifically. Sebastian, the goat who we've left, likely never to see again, was mentioned by name, but not Mr. Mosey, who expected to carry on this journey with us for potentially months and years.
I am not knowing that Sebastian is a goat. This is a surprise to me until you come here. I am hearing the name Sebastian. The goat part. This is not up to me. I'm not making the prophecy. I'm just hearing this from the other plane. Yes. Sometimes, as they say, the mead drinks itself. Yes, you've heard this one.
Yes, but
yeah, yes.
Human.
Where are we going, Zaphiros?
Well, that is up to you, I would think. Where are you going?
Well, I mean, you carted us off in your castle in the
Can
clouds.
we go back to where you picked us up from?
I am not moving.
The castle is moving. He did a perception check earlier and noticed.
Is this so? Please, and he goes and looks out. He floats up to the second window, second floor to look out the window. 9, it is looking like we are where we said we were going to be. Yes, we have not moved.
Have we truly not moved? Are we still...
He floats back down. Please, go and check for
I'll
yourself.
go and check for myself.
Okay. You go out to the edge of the cloud, and you look down. And the truth of the matter is you have moved. You've moved about 100 metres. You can still see Sebastian and the horses. They're just a little bit further away from you than when you climbed the stairs.
Would you like me to fly back and get Sebastian and bring him to meet
That would be wonderful,
Vanzaphir?
thank you, Quinch.
Thank you for listening to Dice and Desire. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review in your favourite podcast app. In between episodes, you can interact with us on Twitter and Instagram at Dice and Desire.
The Four Corners Podcast presents The Final Crusade, a Pathfinder 1E Mythic Rules adventure playing Wrath of the Righteous. Come sit at our table and join our 5 intrepid players for the high highs,
Our Mythic Tier 2!
the low lows, and hits her in the temple,
Are you f***ing kidding me?
and she dies.
Oh,
Oh my god. Wait, what?
Utter chaos.
solidarity! And then she's gonna pull a card from the deck.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is going off the rails.
Oh,
An untold mystery. And I guess we'll have to find out what it all means next time on The Final Crusade.
wait, what is happening?
That's a great question.
I'm so confused.
Join us every Wednesday on all major podcast platforms.